All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, cool. Here we go. Describe the apparent contradiction that we are discussing in this section of the text. I think this one's easy. If anybody was listening, this was the only thing we talked about. I'm not saying I would remember. Go ahead.
Things appear to depend on conditions, but they do not.
Things start and they don't start.
Yeah, I think that's more clearly the contradiction. What you said is relevant even to another question, Paul. But just clearly the contradiction is things start dependent upon conditions. Those things don't start.
Hey,
Let's see, maybe it works. So yeah, this is specifically what he says. If something starts dependent upon causes and conditions, then it doesn't start. Some may say there's a contradiction here because he is literally saying that something starts and then saying that it doesn't. In describing the faults that come from thinking there is a contradiction between those two, Arya Nagarjuna describes a progression that might come about in someone's mind if they were to think that way. Does anybody remember the steps of that progression? And I guess, Tim, maybe you can promote people in the audience if they're trying to answer. Gibson usually remembers ones like this.
cool.
Or Ina. Does anybody remember that there was a progression?
Yeah, about desire.
Yeah, good. It was
Okay.
about desire. Whoops.
Mhm.
You
Anything else?
Starting from desire, the things that things come from its own side.
Something like that. So it starts with a desire, meaning attachment.
Thinking of things as if they come from their own side.
I mean, more specifically in this context that they
have attachment to
yeah, they have attachment to things
the thing.
doing what?
To their beliefs, to their own
Yeah,
beliefs.
to the thinking.
The things
the
the
wrong
first
way
step
of
is that they have attachment to the idea that things start, or that if things don't, if things
To the idea that there's a contradiction.
yeah, it's more that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you, Stanley. Can you finish it then? Can you finish the
And
progression?
then-
They're attached to the idea that, hi, Geshe-la.
Hi.
We just started the quiz. We're on question 2, which is number 1.
Then you are going to think the dependence is not real. And
No,
Mm,
that's
and-
all part of the first one.
the
Really. I mean, that could be part of the, huh? Somebody started saying it before. I think Chinzon was saying it, the second step.
That's,
yeah, that leads you to having attachment to your positions and things which will cause conflicts with other people. Then, yeah,
That's good, Stanley. That's pretty good. Here's the,
How about not holding on to the idea?
they would have attachment to dependence, which is not real, as being real. And in that way, they would grasp strongly to their position and reject the positions of others. And then they will argue. The third step in the progression was that they will argue, I guess, against our correct position. But you're right, Stanley. It is more about, like, I think I wrote this wrong in the answer. They would have attachment to dependence, which is not real, as being real. It says that, but it also implies that their attachment is to the idea that there's some contradiction, that if something there's a contradiction between the idea that something starts dependent upon dependently, and then
I thought it was Nupor La Shempa. That's attachment to things as things.
yeah, you're right.
attachment
Well,
to the self-existence of things.
it doesn't. Gyaltsab J says that when he starts clarifying.
Mm.
But yeah, cool. All right, yeah. So maybe it is more like that. We'll look back in the text. According to some Miller Way scholars, how could this whole question have easily been avoided? Easy question.
You wipe the sleep out of your eyes and take a look at the real.
No, that's good though. That did happen. a little bit like another couple lines down. According to some middle way, I'm trying to give you a hint. According to some middle way scholars, how could this whole problem or discussion have been avoided in the first place?
Don't hold on to that idea.
By using the word self-existently, but Baba Viveka did?
Yeah, thank you. Ultimately, right?
Yeah.
Dundam. Then specifically Dundam, ultimately. Ari Nagarjuna could have just said ultimately.
Oh,
But then he wouldn't be a middle way scholar.
Oh, really? So Master Bhava Vivek is not a middle way?
yeah.
Well, the way he presents it, it's questionable, right?
Is middle way only reflect the Prasangika? Does the word middle
no.
way only refer to Prasangika?
No.
Okay. That's why I was trying to give a hint with some middle way.
Mm.
Oh, some sexy Tibetan word.
Ooh.
I,
I missed this picture.
this time I was thinking to do some like harder stuff. So I don't expect anybody, I don't know that I'd be able to get these right. And I don't expect, but let's just challenge ourselves a little bit and try to go from English into Tibetan phrases and see how we can do. So what's the Tibetan for something that starts in dependence doesn't start?
What we're doing the other way.
Yeah, I know it's way harder, but I just thought it would make us think a little bit about it.
Cone- oh,
Tuna Makia?
Well, you got the verbs right.
Oh, Rockley.
That's also right. Oh, you said dib. I think you meant something
I said
else, right?
Two, like latata.
Oh, like rely. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you can say that. Either one of those, I think, is right.
Okay.
Uh,
That's my guess.
Kangshikenle kepa temake.
yeah, that's closer to what we have here. Tene kepa ma kepa. That's how it was stated in the verse by Nagarjuna and translated in Tibetan. Grasp to our position and reject the positions of others.
What do you use for position? Do?
No. Close.
Hmm.
Mm. It gets so quiet during these homeworks.
That's cool. I didn't know if these were going to be answerable. These are phrases that came up a bunch of times in my text so far. Rang chok is our position. Rang chok young su zimpa dang shen chok gopa. So that's cool. PHYOGS position. Anybody want to take a stab at how to say how, I guess, was it Master Chandrakirti? I can't even remember now. Or Gyaltsab J says, don't hold to that contradiction. He kind of finishes that section by waggling his finger at us, I guess.
I don't know. Gelwa Yongsutsin Mayin.
But that's good. That's good. But throw in some. I know you know how to do the imperative form in Tibetan sentence. I know you guys know this.
Chick.
Those of you who memorized that Lekshe Jun Wang.
Chick or chick at the end.
Yeah.
Yawar Sungwar Mija. Don't do it. Ja. Tim, did you say it? Anyway, that's it. Thank you. Thank you for joining us for these sexy Tibetan words in this experience. You take the plane, boss.
Yay! Yeah, that was a good homework, Nick. Thank you. All right. We're going from confusion to deeper confusion. Yes, Nick.
Did you get the version that I just sent you where I made an attempt at splitting the Sanskrit for a couple verses?
Let me see. I was actually doing my yoga. Let me see here. Let me get it. Okay. Yeah, we should do that.
Can you send it to me, Nick, please?
Okay. There might be more changes though, so I'll send it to you at the end of class.
Oh, no, I need it for taking notes. Thanks. And keeping in.
Hold on a sec. Yeah, I can do it.
Hang on. Okay.
Oh, that'll be an easier way to do it. I'll send it to you next time.
Hey, who's burping on the line? Okay, Nick, I think I
Sorry.
got, let me see. I gotta share my screen, right? I did share my screen.
Yes, sir.
That's it. Did you start on number 50?
Let me see
I
what
think.
number. That sounds right, but let me check.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You probably started earlier.
I started right after wherever we finished 50. No, it looks like that's right. Let me see here. Oh yeah, 50. Yeah, because I think we did.
Yeah, we did 49 together.
We did 49 together. Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Now let's do the 16B check. Can you please read it in two halves, Nick? Your pronunciation.
Nirvi
Screen,
vad.
Krishna?
Am I not sharing the screen?
No.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, is that better?
Thank you again.
Thank you for letting me know. Oops. Okay.
You got to do the Chinzom cursor.
Okay. Please read my connect. By the way, I'm.
Oh.
You have to curse. Chinzom? I wouldn't do that.
And I'll make an offering of a perfect world.
Okay, go ahead.
Sashi Pugi Jukshin Metok Cham Rira Lingshin Yende
Yeah,
Gempa
go for it.
Ange Shingdu Mikte Ulwargi Jokun Nabdak Shingla Trupar Shok Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamnir Yatayami Sange Chedang Choki Chognamla Changchu Bardu Dagni Kepsuchi Dagi Chenyang Gipe Sinamki Chola Panchir Sange Jupar Sho Sange Chedang Chogi Chognamla Changchu Bardu Dagni Kyapsuchi Dagi Chenyang Gipe Sinamki Chola Panchir Sange Jupar Sho Sange Chedang Chogi Chognamla Changchu Bardu Dagni Kyapsuchi Daki Chinyang Gipe Senamki Chola Panchir Sange Drupar Sho. Uh-oh, I think we lost the boss.
Yeah. He's there.
Oh, he's there.
The video is gone.
That's probably my internet's acting up. If
Oh,
I
man.
disappear, it's not that I'm just going to take a nap, okay?
Maybe if everybody engages Mula Banda.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to. I'm working off my phone. I hope it lasts. Okay.
Oh. You know, again, if we have,
Okay.
you can turn off your video.
No, are you kidding? Everybody wants to see this handsome face. Okay, we're gonna check for 8 + 8, right? Let's go.
Nirvivada Mahatmana Pakshas Teshana Vidyate. No, sorry, let me start that again. Nirvivada Mahatmana Pakshas Teshana Vidyate.
Yeah, so it passes the meter check. And by the way, when you're pronouncing general pronunciation, when you're reading general pronunciation, you're not even supposed to recognize short vowels and long vowels. You see what I mean?
Okay, cool.
If I asked you to read the first line, which I'll ask you to do right now. Go ahead.
Nirvivada mahatmanah pakshas te sha na vidyate.
Nice, perfect. Okay, so everybody should try to understand the difference. The first line is meant to be pronounced correctly. The second line is meant to be comfortable for readers who don't know Sanskrit. Okay, and it's not meant to be pronounced correctly. It's meant to be pronounced in the nearest approximation in normal English. Okay, and we don't have long vowels and short vowels, you know, like Sanskrit does. Okay. I think you did this perfectly, Nick. I'm just going to ask you, looking at the Tibetan, of the first two lines of the Tibetan, what do you guess is Mahatma?
Dakni Chen. Or
Uh,
Chewe Dakni. Sorry, Chewe Dakni.
yeah, Chewi Dagni Chen. He has added Chen just to make meter. Okay, he just was trying to make meter. It doesn't have any big. It's those who possess a big self, rather than big selves. Okay, but it's just to make meter in the Sanskrit. Okay, now an important word here for Dr. Kramer is paksha.
Oh, I know what it is. I think
What?
choke.
Yeah, choke. The side, like east, west, north, south side, or our side and your side. Okay, and it's particularly important in the Dharmakirti because Chokchu Deche Kyabayi, opening lines of the actual text of the Pramana Vartika. There's a little part before that about why other people are all stupid and are not going to benefit from the book. And then when he gets into it, Paksha is very crucial. Okay. All right. There's probably something to do with cows. Pakva, which came into pecuniary because cows are money, but I'm not going to tell you all that. All right. Keeping cows in a pen or something like that. All right. All right. Let's read the Tibetan. We're not going to try to translate it yet. Okay.
Chewe Dakni Chen Te Tak. Nam la chok me zipa me. Gangnam la ni chok me pa. De la shin chok kala yu.
Nice. What difference is there between this and the Seiji?
What difference is there between?
I didn't get that.
What's a difference between this poetry and the same kind of shlokas or verses that we saw in Seiji's poetry? A tight logical connection between the first two lines and the second two lines, which is to say between the first line of Sanskrit and the second line of Sanskrit. And then in Seiji's text, it's almost two different thoughts. Okay. It's clearly two different thoughts. Maybe the custom of translating Seiji's text in 4 Tibetan lines was mistaken. Maybe they should have done 2 lines. You know what I mean? Okay. Please read the commentary. Oh, and Dr. Kramer was telling me he wanted to criticize you. So.
I emailed him while you weren't here. Yeah.
Okay.
Uma Churjel Tokpe Yinten Ki Chewe Dakni Chen Tetak Namla Rangchok Yina Tijrupe Chir Shenam Tang Hlenchik Tsiparn Gyurna Rikpe Chesube Shime Pe Rangchok Mete Te Chir Dakni Chempo Namla Tsipame To.
Yeah, and this gets into a very, very, Nagarjuna made statements that caused trouble for almost 2,000 years. And here's a famous one. These lines are some of the most misunderstood lines in history. Okay. Okay. What's trupa mean? Uma trupa. What's trupa mean?
Extensions or elaborations upon.
Yeah, elaborations. Yeah, like overlays of an unreal reality on top of a real reality. Okay. Uma truda tope yundenki. Now he's defining Chewe Dagni. What makes you a Mahatma? What makes you a great being? Okay, what makes you a great human being? A historical great human being, Mahatma. And he says it's because they have the Yunten of Topa Truda.
They have the good qualities of realizing the that things are elaborations.
That things are trail of elaborations.
Oh, that things are free of elaborations, right?
Yeah, which is to say they are middle wayers. So Uma and Truda here is almost equivalent. You see what I mean? Okay. So according to Nagarjuna, when would you call a man or woman a great being?
When they realize that things are free of elaboration.
Yeah, when they take the middle way in the kitchen. Okay. No, and I'm not kidding. If you can practice Madhyamika in a lockdown situation with finances unpredictable, and a kid screaming and a dog running around, and then if you can hold on to the view that any problems you see in your partner are coming from you, then truly you are a Mahatma. That's a Mahatma. Okay. It's not that you studied a lot of books or you have to lead the independence of India movement or something like that. What makes you a Mahatma is that you can apply middle way in the home, in the kitchen, or at work. Okay. Yay. And that's what he's saying here. Okay. That's what makes you a Mahatma. Okay, cool. Now those Mahatmas who are Mahatmas by virtue of that good quality of sticking to middle way, Rangchok Yuna.
If they have a position.
Yeah, if they were to have, we have to make it impossible, right?
If they were to take a position.
If they were to take a position, then they would have to droop that position.
Achieve it?
Nah, come on.
They would prove it. They would have to prove it.
They'd have to run around trying to prove it. Then they would have to tsupa with Shen.
They would debate with others.
Yeah, then they'd have to. Hlenchik here means together with. Okay, Hlenchik, sahaja, with good qualities or bad qualities means inborn, right? Hlenke. But here Hlenchik means together with. Okay,
as one.
They would have to argue together with those other people. Okay, and they would have to be debating. Therefore, we should say choke me.
They don't take a position.
Yeah. In fact, if it were me, I would have put gear way here. Okay, because if they had a position of their own, they'd have to fight with others. They don't have a position. Okay.
Oh, BAS.
No, I'm not going to change the text, but I'm just saying.
You would have.
If I was Gyaltsab, I would have put way. Okay. Rigbe Chesa Pishi may be Rang Chok may day, but they don't have any position. Okay, which means they don't have any position which can act as an object, a she, which could tolerate chippa.
Scrutiny. Yeah.
Good. Perfect. Oh man, scrutiny is perfect for chippa. Oh my gosh. I have to use that. Yeah, they don't have any position because in that case, whatever the words they said, for example, would have to be bear up under scrutiny. And remember, that's the difference between the door in the classroom coming from its own side or the door not existing. It's different, right? We had it with somebody's text today. Okay. And then you can translate the last sentence here. Deichir,
If it teacher, and because of that, Dagni Chempanamla, we say that they have no, well, they don't have a position.
Yeah, they don't have a position because if they had a position, they would have a self-existent position, and then they'd have to fight with other people in an emotional way. It doesn't mean if you take a position, you can't rightfully fight with other people in a logical way. Okay, got it? Okay. Dr. Kramer, can you keep on his ass? I mean, checking him.
Kelte, Tedak Pe Rang Chok Me,
Okay.
Tedak Pe Rang Chok Me Mu Shenchok Selwar Ja, Selwar Jawa Yupa Mayinam, Te Chir Tench Tsampe So.
It's a weird construction. I would just check the manuscript. Okay. I mean, it's possible, but it's unusual. It's highly unusual. Okay. Now the other guy's asking a question. Okay. I'm going to give you the first half, and you're going to give me the second half. You ready? Okay. May mum means okay. Okay. Mum means okay. Let's say that these middleweight guys don't have any position of their own. Does that mean?
Oh, Shenchok Selwar Jawa Yupamayinam. There is no. The position of the other guys is not something to be cleared up. It's not something
Good. Yeah. Okay. So here's. Okay. Let's all agree that the Madhyamika guys don't have any position of their own. But does that mean they're not trying to clear up somebody else's position? Okay. So clear up means you get rid of. Okay. Clear up a mess. Like Jaru makes a mistake in the house or something. Okay. You have to sell it, right?
Could never happen.
Oh, you're so lucky. I had a puppy here. He was trying to make a swimming pool in my house. Okay. We found these very nice pads that you lay down on the floor and they soak up. They're just like diapers. Anyway, just a hint. Okay, so admittedly, they don't have any position of their own. Does that mean they don't have to try to clear up other people's positions? Because according to you, they don't want a tsupa. They don't want to fight. They don't want to fight with anybody. Well, does that mean that every Madhyamika person doesn't deny a position of another school? Okay, is that what you're saying? Okay. And here's Gyaltsab J's answers. And you can translate it.
Yeah, they cheer. I guess he's trying to sarcastically say, sure, that's why there's lots of commentary, like there's lots of shastras.
The tencha.
Oh, that's why they wrote all the commentary?
Nope, make it singular.
Oh, they cheer. Oh, that's why they wrote the commentary?
Yeah, this is a tencha. The Rikpa Drukjupa is a tencha, right?
Oh,
it's a shastra.
This commentary.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so he's saying that's why. Okay. Yeah, he's saying implied is yes, there is a position to be cleared up. That's why we wrote this commentary.
Yeah, and if I was going to translate it, I'd say something like, well, why the hell you think the Garjuna wrote the book that we're reading right now together? You know, duh. Of course he wants to clarify other people's wrong positions, okay? But he's not Tsimpa. Because Tsimpa is a natural result, as Chunzong pointed out, of taking your position to be self-existent. Okay, emotional argument is a natural outcome of chakra to self-existence, of being attached to self-existence, and they don't have that. So we're not going to call it Tsimpa anymore. We're going to call it clarify other people's positions, meaning dump them. Okay, good, yeah, yay. So now the guy comes back again with a very cute statement. and I want you to read up to Shena, and I want you to translate it.
Deyepe rangcho kyang hyeto shena. Deyepe rangcho kyang hye. Well, someone might say that having that, I think, meaning the need to clarify other people's positions is itself even a position.
No, it implies a position of your own when you say other position.
It implies a position of your own, which what? I'm
says-
sorry, we lost you for a second.
Did you say you have a position or not? And Nagarjuna says, I don't have position.
Right.
And then he said, sorry. So the other guy is asking Nagarjuna, look, just tell me, do you have a position or not? And I'm sorry, I'm having trouble with a position. And then the other guy says, unemotionally. And he says, yeah, I am. What's the other position called? It's the other position. Well, when you say other, you're implying self, your own position. You know, when you say shenchok, it doesn't have meaning without rangchok.
Yeah.
Okay. So since you have a shenchok selwa, de yope, since you're trying to get rid of or clarify another person's position, then you must have your own position, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's his argument. It's kind of sophisticated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and here's Nagarjuna's reply. Chok rangi.
Chok rangi tseniki drupa shik yuna rangchok sam shenchok shiktu gyorna uma kangnam la ni rikpe chok tsam mikna kangla chok tsam meba tela shenchok sawar jawa kala ye chok mi sipa te tse ngepar nyamong gak par ngyoro.
Good. This is very subtle and very difficult. Okay, and then here's his reply. By the way, he's replying to a guy who said, if you're trying to clear up others' positions, then you must have a own position, because other means the opposite of own. Okay. Then we say, if I had a position, which words
If it were established from its own side.
yeah, if I had a position that existed by definition or something like that, okay? If I had such a position, and then from that basis, we had a rangchok and a shenchok.
Right.
Okay. If we started out from self-existence and worked our way to your side and my side, okay. Well, Uma Kang Namlani Rikpe Choksam Mamikna, according to the Madhyamika position itself, that position would be Mamikpa.
In this case, non-existent?
Exactly. Okay, beautiful. Okay, yeah. If the Madhyamikas had a position of their own which existed from its own side, and then there was another guy who had a position because we had a position, well then that maybe, but look, our position, okay, okay, we do, you can say our position doesn't exist. And if a person doesn't have a position of their own, right? Okay, meaning, okay, if they didn't have a position of their own, Shen Chok Sawa Chawa Kala Ya, how could they ever undertake to clarify another person's position? Okay.
I mean, because it would be self-existent?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. If according to you, the Madhyamikans have a position, and according to you, a position means a self-existent position, well then, yeah, when they tried to clarify another person's position, how could they clarify another person's position? Kala ya means how could they ever do that? Okay. This is going to be interesting to translate. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Now,
I'd be annoyed if somebody did that to me in the debate ground.
Now the last sentence is very sexy. Take it slow and translate it. And I'll give you the pieces.
Well, choke me
Choke me
sipa.
say,
Yeah,
choke me say, comma,
when
Good.
talking about
When-
impossible positions.
good. When a position is impossible in the first place,
Uh-huh.
when it's impossible for a position to exist in the first place, okay,
Then you
Uh,
can get rid of mental afflictions.
then you can gawk your nyomos.
Then you can get rid of your kleshas. Your
If
negative-
your position that you possess is impossible, then you can reach nirvana.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meaning, if it doesn't exist from its own side, okay, in conventional terms, okay, if it were impossible, sorry, in the opposite of conventional terms, if upon examination for its ultimate reality, we found that it was impossible, well, then you could use it to stop your mental afflictions in the kitchen. Definitely. Ngepa. Okay. All right.
Bring the Garjana.
Yeah, the only way a position is going to work is if it's misipa, impossible. Okay. Meaning it doesn't exist from its own side. Okay. The only way your marriage is going to work out is if you're married to someone who doesn't exist. Okay. All right, here we go. Please read somebody else. I can't see everybody, Nick. You want to pick your own poison?
Oh, sure. Let's see. Sugang.
Woo.
Okay.
Poisonous.
Oh. Dear Damcha Mebar Shepa Tang, Sashir Tashi Ngope Damcha Kelangpa Chitar Shena.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Here in this book of Nagarjuna, you are claiming that
Explaining no position.
you're saying that yeah, you have explained to us that the Madhyamikas don't possess
Uh-oh.
position. Is that what you said? Okay. But then when we get to Tsawashira,
When we get to wisdom,
it got
book-
this Tashi Gope Rigpa.
the four impossibles or the four, the lemma.
Yeah, the dilemma of the four. What are they, Nick?
Things don't exist. Hold on. From their things don't start from themselves, from something else, from both or neither.
It could be that. Anyway, it's either that or things exist from their own side, or they don't exist from their own side, or they don't exist at all, or they do exist. Okay, all right. Sasha.
In this one, because we talk about it in one of the appendices because it came up in Prasanna
Okay.
Pada, and
Okay.
it was those as I
Okay, good. Okay, good. So look, Nick, when you set out those four possibilities and you explain how none of them is possible, are you taking a position maybe?
Right. Cool.
He's criticizing Nagarjuna. Oh,
Danta Kela.
you don't have any position? No. Did you write a book called Wisdom or something like that? Yes. Did it talk about a position where you denied four different ways of starting? Well, yeah. Well, then maybe you have a position. Okay. Okay, the guy is not a dummy.
Right.
The guy knows his enemy, right? Which is the first principle of debate. All right, here we go. Oh, now, Gary is going to respond to that clever question by giving us the position of early Tibetans on that question. Okay, Gyaltsab Jay is going to respond to that clever criticism by telling us how a couple of the writers before him and during his time have tried to deal with that question. Okay, and this goes back to the conversation we had with on Utpala's text. Why so? Why so? We were looking for a quotation.
Perhaps Hebrew J didn't have access to the quotations because of the period of Tibetan translation.
Yeah, and it's too early in the history of Tibetan Buddhism to have sophisticated opponents. Okay, these guys are like the early American Buddhists. You know, they don't know what they're talking about. So it's easy to knock them. It's easy to criticize them. And in fact, those guys disappeared after Gyaltsab Je. Nobody even wrote about them anymore. You know, it's like the early misconceptions of Buddhism in America, for example. They were so ridiculous that nobody talks about them anymore. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
So here we go. And all we can do is, guys, to history now, and it's briefly, but they weren't strong thinkers because Buddhism was too new in Tibet. If you know, he could have had a really deep argument with Baba. He's gonna tell us how a few early Tibetans tried to explain this conundrum, okay, and what they came up with. Okay, so here's a few attempts by poorly educated early Buddhists, okay, which is what we have in America, for example. Okay, here we go.
I can only see a little bit of the first of the top line, Geshe-la.
Is that better?
Yeah, I can see the 2 lines. Oh, there we go. Patsab nare derninam che tsamki damcha yinla dirni yongche ki damcha mebar she serla jang ye nare.
I'm gonna stop there. Okay.
So these are the guys that he was debating in the beginning of the text.
Yeah, luckily we don't have to do the historical research anymore because we did it already and we found out what little information is available. Okay, so a guy named Patsab, his idea. Now you cannot understand as you understand a principle called Namche and Yongche. Okay, so Namche and Yongche. Word, you want to make $100 on that?
I want to.
If you can't, I'm so happy.
Namche and Yongchu?
Yeah, they go together. Namche goes with Yongche. Yeah. Forget it. If you don't know it, you'll never guess. Okay. It's like a yin-yang picture. Okay. It's like a yin-yang picture. And Namche means the black part. And Yongche means the white part. Okay. So when you deny that you could have a self-existent position, that's called Namche. Okay. You are eliminating half the circle. And by doing so, you establish the other half of the circle, okay? By painting half the circle black, you establish that the other half of the circle is white in the yin-yang picture, okay? And that's called Namche and Yongche, okay? Can you guys hear me okay? My internet's speaking up.
It's cutting out quite a bit, but we got
I'm
that
sorry.
You're worth it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll say it again. It's similar to the black and white circle in a yin-yang picture, okay? So Namche is what you deny. And by denying it, you establish something else. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
The white part of the circle, okay?
Is this something else that
that principle of establishing through denial? Yeah, exactly. Yongche is the opposite part, is the white part, and Namche is the black part, okay? Think of it that way, okay?
And sorry, again, you were saying that principle of denial.
You okay? Am I okay?
Yeah, you were just saying that principle of denial.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Principle of establishing by denial.
Yeah, the Namche is the black part. Yeah, the establishing by denial. The Namche And it includes the word for cut, right? You cut,
Right.
you cut one part, and by doing so, you establish another part. How does it relate here, Nick?
About positions, because I suppose
If you selwa, if
if you sell what, well, if you sell what the other guy's position,
you are
asserting your own position or establishing
good.
that
So what's the namche here and what's the yongche here?
the namche is the other guy's position and the yongche is your position.
Good, good. By denying the other guy's position, it's like you're drawing the black part of a yin yang symbol. And therefore, okay, got it? Are we okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. That part's very clear.
Okay. Yeah, okay, good. Now, Patsap wants to say there's a black, but there's no white.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Okay. All right. He says, look, we're just talking about the black part of the yin yang symbol, and don't think it has to imply a white part, because it doesn't. Okay. That's all that Nagarjuna is saying. Nagarjuna is not saying he doesn't have a position. He's just emphasizing that he's blocking the other position. By blocking the other position, he is not automatically implying that he has a position.
So he's saying that Nagarjuna is neither saying that he doesn't have a position nor implying that he does have a position.
Yeah, what he's saying is all Nagarjuna is focused on is defeating the other guy's position, and he's not interested in establishing any position of his own. That's why it's Patsap.
Uh-huh.
Why did I say that?
Because Geltabje is trying to hold the position that Nagarjuna in fact doesn't have a position.
No, Patsap got it wrong about why Nagarjuna doesn't have a position. He thinks Nagarjuna really doesn't have any position. Got it?
Okay.
So Geltabje is going to criticize, I guess, 4 different guys who were trying to explain this point. And the first guy says, you know what? There is a Shenchok. There is another guy's position. We
we lost you, Geshe-la.
I'm so sorry.
That's right.
Maybe I should go back to the house internet, you think?
Let's give it a try.
Okay, I'm going to try that. Hang on. I might lose you. I might have to come back. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see here.
It's Netflix Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Is it helpful if people turn off their video for now?
I think it won't help him.
Okay.
Oh, it would help if he turned off his video only.
Well, that's not the best. Well,
Well, he can still share the screen.
it's fine because he's sharing the screen. Yeah.
Right. We
Right.
could all turn off our videos. Now we hear you clearly, Geshe-la.
Oh, really? I'm back on?
Yeah. We
Okay,
hear you.
great.
We can see you looking at the schedule.
Okay, I'm going to scare my screen back.
Scare the screen.
Okay, here we go. Okay. So, Nick, 4 guys are going to come and take a shot. No, 5 guys. No, 6 guys.
Good
No,
grief.
7 guys. No, 8 guys. Okay.
The
And
brother-
just be aware. The first guy, Patsap, says, you know what? He was just trying to block the other guy. He was not trying to assert anything. Okay.
Right. Okay.
There was no parallel assertion. Okay. Got it?
Yep. That's what Patsab is saying.
And that earns us Sarah from Geltabje,
Sure.
which is,
He claims.
yeah, he claims, come on. I mean, come on. All right. It's like, come on. All right. All right. Here's the second guy.
Yang Ye, Nare, Namche Tamte Yang Shengi Lok Tok Gakbe Chir, Kupa Yinki Rang Lup Min Ser To.
Yeah. So Chang Ye is short for Changju Bieshe of Maja. And we
Right.
had him in the beginning. He's another early Tibetan Buddhist who wasn't trained to mixed nut standards, okay? Namche Samde Yang, even the Namche part, okay? Even the black part, even the denial of the other guy, okay? It was just to stop the other guy's position. And it is not, even the black side is not implying any position from the Nagarjuna's side, okay? All right. And by the way, Luke is here, choke, same thing, okay? Right?
Yeah.
It's the wrong Luke
Sure.
shot, but
Yeah. It's not a wrong Luke. It's not our system. It's not our position. I don't understand how this differs, though.
so
Do you?
I was just going to ask you to say to guess. I was just going to ask you to guess. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, Patsap says that there's just a black part and there was never intended any white part. Okay. And Changju Byeshe says, look, even the black part wasn't meant to imply any white part in the first place. Okay. Got it? That's all. Okay. It was just to stop the other guy. It wasn't to assert anything. All right. Even the denial of the other guy's position wasn't meant to even give any implication that we had a position of our own. Okay. Or you could say, Changju Byeshe's position is that the denial of the other guy's position does not constitute a position on our side.
But that's the same as Patsab.
No, Patsap said, we are denying the other guy's position, but we don't have a parallel position. And then Changchu Byeshe said, we are denying the other guy's position, but that's not a position.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Patsap said, we're denying the other guy's position, but that doesn't imply that we have our own position. Changju Byeshe says, we are denying the other guy's position, but don't take that as a position.
Right.
Don't take even the
Don't take
Namche
our
part.
denial as a position.
Good. Yeah. Don't even take the Namche as a position.
Got it. Okay.
All right, good. Yay. Okay. Now here's another guy.
Kachik nare damcha yipani telwe damcha yinla. Mepani rangyu ki damcha yin sir. Damcha yipa.
I'm going to add some words here that would have made your life easier.
Thanks. Right.
Okay, this would have been okay. Now tell me what it means.
There is a middle way position.
No, there's a position that exists in this argument, and there's a position that don't exist in this argument. Okay.
Damcha yipani. Oh. Damcha yipani telwe damcha yin. Mepani rangyu ki damcha yin sir. Isn't he saying that there is a middle way position? Like, or there is a.
He says this now. The third guy says, "Look, there's a position that we're taking, and there's a position that we're not taking." Okay, the position we are taking is the position of the Uma Tengyurwa school,
right?
Okay, of the higher middle way, and the position we're not taking is the Uma Rangyupe position.
Right. Okay, yeah, I guess that's what I was trying to say. I just
Yeah. Okay.
I wasn't expressing
Okay.
Yeah.
You could also be shading into the difference between a Tengyur and a Rangyu. Okay, a Rangyu is a form of logic, and Tengyur is a form of logic, and a Tengyur depends on a sarcasm, depends on a non-existent case. You know, everything, every fruit is orange. Yeah, so our apple's orange. That's a negation. Okay, that sarcasm is a negation. And then Rangyupa, the Rangyupa equivalent would be, apples are not orange, and you would list them. You see what I mean? So it could be generic here, it could be school. All right.
So Rangyu is used to describe a type of reasoning.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So the names of the two middle way schools
Right.
are based on a negative logical process and a positive logical process. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So he could be saying that's Namche and Yongche here. Okay.
Yeah.
The black and the white. Okay. Or he could be saying the Nagarjuna does have a position, but it's Umatangyua. And he also, Nagarjuna doesn't have a position, which is the lower middle way. Okay. So he could be playing with the logical forms, or he could be playing with the two subgroups of the middle way. Okay. So let me say it the two ways. Okay, you ready? Here's the third guy. Look, Nagarjuna both has a position and doesn't have a position. Okay. What do you mean? He has a position that is the position of the higher middle way school, but he also doesn't have a position, which is the position of the lower middle way school. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
That's how he wants to explain it. Or he could be saying, look, when we say Nagarjuna has a position, it means he favors the sarcastic approach. And when we say he doesn't have a position, we're saying he doesn't choose to use a positive approach, which is a Rangyuki Tensek. Rangyuki Tensek. You see, it's a kind of logic. Okay.
Now I remember. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We're out of
Okay.
time, by the way, Geshe-la.
What? We just got started.
I know.
Okay. All right. But that's pretty sexy, huh? And look, we got a lot more guys. Okay.
There's Kachik.
It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
By the way, this is the last gasp. What am I talking about?
We're about to hit verse number 60, or soon.
Yeah, this is the last chance Gyaltsev J has to screw Nick out, and he's taking it. But after that, it's just trying to explain Gewa D, Gewa Kun, you know. So, okay, got it? You're almost over the hump. He's just taking a final shot at you. He wants to take a final shot at Nick. Okay.
It's already so much better.
Yeah, yeah. This last part's pretty tricky though. Yeah.
Oh boy.
You guys ready? Are you gonna give me some Japanese food?
Sashi Puki Jukshin Meto Kram Prirablichi Nyende Gimpadi Sangye Shingdu Mite Owagi Jokun Namdak Shingha Drupar Shoko Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamyatayam Gewa Di Kimoku Sunam Yashe Tokshin Sunam Yashe Lejungwe Dampa Kunyi Topar Sho. Thank you.
By the
Thank you
way, I
so much,
think
Geshe-la.
Adam's Dura text will get into Namche and Yongche sooner or later. Okay.
Cool.
All
Yeah.
right. I'll see
Thank
you
you,
guys
Nick.
in 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Who's up next, Nick?
See you guys. Have a good break.
Okay.
Thank you again. All right.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
You're welcome.
Catherine, could you test out, please? It's not there yet. What about you, Roxana? Are you in? Perfect. Thank you. Whenever you're in, Catherine, just let me know.
Whoa, look at that. He speak, he or she. Tim, can I get the access to record? Permission to record?
I think you asked politely, but and you asked pretty politely, but I'm not sure if it's enough.
Tim, senior Tim, can I?
Mahatma Tim.
I think
Mahatma
I
Tim.
put on my mustache for my class.
Let's see here. Stanley. I'm not even seeing.
Homework. Let me check.
Hey,
Yay, thank you.
I think I'm going to change the webinar settings just to give you guys access.
My homework.
Gotcha,
Great.
Catherine. Thank you.
Oh, Stanley, you're doing Q&A tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm getting my questions ready.